Today is a good day, Sainers. Today is a good day. The return of our favourite son. He is back, not officially yet, he's still in Sydney, but he will be as of November. Lenny Hayes is the new midfield assistant coach at St Kilda, where he was always destined to be. There was a lot of talk in the last couple of weeks about it and whether it would happen. And today, the club has announced it. So I thought I needed to do a video. I needed to talk about it. I think this is huge for us. I think this is putting us in a very good space for the midfield. And there is no better man, I think, than Lenny Hayes to lead the charge as an assistant coach for St Kilda in the midfield. So let's talk about it. Let's dissect it a little bit more. The club have obviously released a bunch of information about it. It is huge news. It's, after a disappointing end to the season, this is the sort of stuff that gets us up and about. And it's just good to see Lenny in his gear again, in the red, white and black. He didn't look right in the GWS get-up, although he did a very good job there. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. But our 150th year as a club, it is very fitting to get someone like Lenny Hayes back amongst the faithful and back down to Moorabbin. And he's stoked about it. He mentioned it today. We'll read a few quotes from him, but he said, "St Kilda really means a lot to me. So to be coming home feels really right. It feels good to be back in the colours and representing the club again. Being involved in grassroots footy over the past really reaffirmed my love for the game, and it coincided with an opportunity that felt too good to pass up. Something I'm really enthusiastic about is trying to help the players to maximise their growth, both as individuals and as a group. I think there's an enormous amount of potential there, so I can't wait to roll up the sleeves and get started with the process." I have to say, full credit to the St Kilda social media team and marketing team in general. The way they released it, the video of Lenny, honestly gave me goosebumps. That was just perfect. That is how you announce a coach of that stature. So I think this is only good news for us. I think obviously, we all know that Ben McGlynn managed the midfield in the last year under Rats, and he's finishing up at the end of the year. And that obviously opened up a very, very big opportunity for a new assistant coach. And there weren't really any other names that I was thinking of that I really wanted. It was basically like, we need to get Lenny Hayes. We need to get Lenny Hayes. And it's not just because it's Lenny. It's not just because we all love Lenny, and that's going to be a key phrase that's going to be going all over the internet in the next 24 hours. But it's because he's actually rated highly, and he did some very, very good work at the GWS Giants. Obviously, his coaching career after football, it was very much GWS oriented. It was football projects officer for a year at the AFL. And then from there, from 2015 onto 2020, he was at the GWS Giants as an assistant coach, midfield coach specifically, for 5 years. And that coincided with them making a grand final. That was when they were blossoming as a midfield. They had that hard edge, but they also knew how to get the ball. And funnily enough, since he left, November 2020, they've really not looked the same in the midfield. They're a bit softer, a bit more on the outside, don't have that hard edge, that balance that makes the best teams like a Melbourne, like a Geelong. So you look at our midfield and you think, we've got a lot of hard edge in there, but we just need to learn how to balance it a little bit more with the outside. And that's what Lenny was so good at as a player. He was such a tough player, one of the all-time highest tackle counts ever. Or if not, I think maybe Matt Priddis overtook him maybe a year or two after he retired. But point is, he was top 5 for tackles, but he could get the ball on the outside, he could hurt you, he could kick goals, he could create, and he wasn't the fastest, but he had a wicked sidestep, and he used the tools that he had. And I think our midfield can learn a lot from that from Lenny, is that you don't need to be the most talented player in the midfield to be a very, very good midfielder. You just need to really commit yourself to what you do well and be consistent, work hard and deliver every week. And there was no midfielder more consistent, in that period of time at St Kilda than Lenny Hayes. You knew what you were going to get from Lenny. So I think having him run the midfield is really going to instill a different sort of belief at the club. And I'm already thinking like Jack Steele, Lenny Hayes, Jack Steele, Lenny Hayes. it's just a long time coming. I know that there were talks years ago, but he wanted to stay home, and then he wanted to take a break from football after GWS and just take that time off with his family and detox from football. But the fact that he's got that hunger back, and he and his family are going to be moving down to Victoria again to take up this position at Moorabbin is just amazing. As I said, his experience is very strong. We've had a bit of a rough patch in terms of kind of getting the right coaches around Ratton, and I think Lenny is that right mould for where we're at right now, and I think he's going to suit the way we play, and I think the players are going to love him, and you can just tell already that he's going to demand the best. He's not there to finish 10th like we did this year. He's really there to drive the best, and the fact that he's gotten so close to the ultimate success, I think still would be burning inside him, and he'd want to share that with the current crop of midfielders and the rest of the team, and really drive us forward and trying to win that second flag, even as an assistant coach. So this is amazing news. Obviously, Ben McGlynn was assistant midfield coach, and then I think before that it was Adam Kingsley, who is now, funnily enough, GWS head coach. And Adam Kingsley was very highly rated as well. So he was the midfield coach from around 2018, I think, 2017. Then he went to Richmond, and now he's obviously now he's head coach at GWS. So full credit to him. But we've always needed to find that fit, I think. And now we've found that fit, and hopefully that's not the last big appointment in the off-season to get ex-players in, whether Rui comes in some capacity or Milne or whoever. I think it's a really good start because he's knowledgeable, he's an ex-player, but he knows how we feel. He knows the frustration of only being one flag. I think Lenny can really bring a lot of that sort of knowledge, that St Kilda knowledge, to some of these players that may have only played at the club. Either they've been drafted and they're new, or they've been traded in from other clubs and they don't quite get that culture. I still think, even though Lenny's been out of St Kilda for 5 or 6 years since he retired, it still would be something that's very passionate towards him, and he's always been a St Kilda man first and foremost. So for him to bring that passion as well as the knowledge and drive for our boys, I think is invaluable. And I think that's that little edge that we've been missing. When you look at other good clubs, they've brought in some really good coaches, whether it's head coach or assistant coach, but a lot of them have that balance of knowledge but also passion because they're either ex-players or they've been within that club environment for a while and they know what it feels like to be at a club like that. So I think Lenny, there's no better pick. Knowledgeable, experienced, he's a saner, and he knows what it feels like for all of us sitting at home waiting for that second flag. So the fact that he can get involved now and try and drive a difference from within the four walls is going to be amazing. So I just wanted to do a video. I'm so stoked about it. I think that beyond it just being Lenny Hayes, this is a really good appointment for Rats, and I think that there will be some more coaching changes in some capacity in the next couple of weeks, maybe next couple of months. But Lenny Hayes, first and foremost, is a big tick, and I think he's going to do absolute wonders for our midfield. So I'll wrap it up there. That's just a very, very happy day. Lenny Hayes, he's back at Moorabbin, he's back at St Kilda after a fantastic career as a player. He's Trevor Barker medalist, All-Australian, Norm Smith, captain of 2 years. And to be honest, I didn't think there'd be a day where we would see Lenny back at Moorabbin. I just thought it was something that would never happen, kind of like Robert Harvey, where it's always been a pipe dream. But this opportunity has come up, and it is the perfect timing for us because this is the review period, and the club is going to undergo some serious changes, I think, in the next couple of months, whether it's players, personnel in that capacity, or coaches. And to get Lenny Hayes in as a midfield coach from November, leading the charge is amazing. So I'll leave it there, Sainers. Thank you very much for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the appointment. I know we all love Lenny, but what do you think he can really bring that we've needed? And any other thoughts on what you think is going to happen at the club in the next couple of weeks? Let me know in the comments and I'll respond when I can. Please like the video as well. Like it if you love Lenny. Let's just do that. Just like this video if you love Lenny Hayes. That means that every one of you that's watching is going to like this video because we all bloody love Lenny. And funnily enough, earlier today I was watching the Lunch with Lenny segments that he did when he was playing, and he'd interview a bunch of players, and it was all just really funny and cringe, but because it was Lenny, it just worked. It'd be hilarious if they brought something back again, but I'm pretty happy if he just focuses on the midfield and does a job there. So yeah, just like the video. Also make sure to subscribe, because I'm going to do more of these videos. I think anytime there's big news, I'm just going to drop a video and talk about it. Hopefully you appreciate it. So if you do, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video on the Saints TV YouTube channel. But until then, Saints, enjoy the rest of your day. Lenny Day, he's back. Our Lord and Saviour is back, and it's a good day to be a Sainer. So enjoy the rest of your day, Sainers, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care and go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.